What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to
OD
Podcast.
Oh, period. So let's get into Black Business of the Week. So I have a Black Business of the Week, and it's for our girl London, who is the owner of Bombshell Bartending. So on Instagram, you can follow her at Bombshell Bartending LLC, and she she specializes in bartending services. She makes custom drinks, any kind of events. If you need a bartender or you need the 10 to be the bar, but basically she so like if you have a special event, she has like the setup and everything to host your party. If you need a bartender just to work for an event, or if you want like a custom, she makes these I don't know what they call what drink is called these. It's like the adult Capri Suns.
Yeah.
So yeah, she makes the adult Capri Suns.
Not what the drink is called these. Oh, I hate approved.
My bad. But no, she actually has great prices, and she's really, really funny, y'all. Like I feel like even though I don't drink, I think that London would be the bartender that you can actually turn up with. So holla at your girl at Bombshell Bartending LLC. Must be 21 and up to drink. And she's licensed.
Oh, maybe I can get London to come do my housewarming virtual.
She gonna be twerking and poem, baby. Twerking and poem.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so holla, me and London go way back to actually I didn't meet her to high school. You would think I knew her since middle school, but I think she went to one of the opposing West Side schools. But yeah, we go way back. She really good people. She one of the few people from high school I still keep up with. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't keep up with nobody I hung with. So that says a lot. All right, let's get into shops. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Anywho, shop talk today. What you think about y'all ugly president with the COVID?
Okay, first of all, you know what? At first I thought he was lying. I think he's telling the truth now. Cause I just feel like
that freaking video I saw, that motherfucker was breathing so crazy.
Bruh, he was breathing like a fish that done jumped out the bowl. First of all, I just feel like everything that has happened in general is just too coincidental, especially as it pertains to him. So I feel like number one, like I just feel like he had so much negative conversation going on about the debate that it only made sense for him to like make a COVID scare, right? But you know, after all these other people have said that they have, you know, tested positive that were around him, and you know, him going to the hospital and seeing these videos of him literally having trouble breathing, I'm like, oh, this MF really got COVID. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what it honestly is really frustrating to me, because I feel like even the way he's handling his own health is so disrespectful. And it's really, you know, do what you want to do with your own life. But when you hold a position as powerful as the president, you really are sending a negative message to your people, because there's already people who claim that COVID is a hoax, or saying that you don't need to wear a mask, or it's not real, or it barely impacts people. And it's clearly impacting you, but you decide to put your life on the line in a negative way, not as a hero, but to send that same message back to your people, kind of reinforcing that same narrative, when clearly you could die from this. I mean, literally, I was looking at the timeline from Herman Cain, who caught COVID from going to a Trump rally. And I think he might have died 10, 20 days later after being found tested positive. And he was in the hospital. Trump didn't even spend 72 full hours in the hospital. And he is high risk. He's overweight. He's older. He probably don't even go to what's the man version of a pap smear? He probably don't go and get that. We probably don't know what
it's just like a personal physician, because we get like just regular physicals.
Okay, well, I know he don't get that. I'm sure he don't. But it's so freaking embarrassing. I honestly, and I know this might sound like, you know, I've seen a lot of people dragging folks for saying this, but I genuinely don't wish death on nobody. But come on, bruh.
No, I don't want it to. I never want to get to a point where I feel like I'm okay with somebody dying, because I felt this way the same when what's his name, XXXTentacion died, because so many people were like kind of celebrating the fact that he was dead.
Yes, they were. I forgot about that.
So from that moment, and it just made me kind of step back and look, and it was just like, you know, even though I've heard that he's done some really crazy things, I don't know if it's 100% true. With Trump, definitely know it's true. But even still, I never want to get to that point where it's just like I'm low-key not sympathetic to somebody's health. But honestly, with the Trump situation, or death rather, but the Trump situation, he don't even give a fuck. So it's like, what do you want me to do?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't care. I don't know. But I that still doesn't make me, no matter how much I dislike him or dislike him as a president or as a person or what he does, I don't wish death on nobody. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I
stupid.
agree. Because there's no coming back from death. If anything, I want somebody to, like, you know how people, like, if somebody goes to prison and they want them to, like, suffer in prison, it's kind of like, be sick.
Yeah. He definitely need to go to jail. That's the crook. Moving
So
on.
we'll see. By the time we record the next episode, we'll know what's really going on. Because I ain't going to lie to you that yesterday, I was like, when I wake up and these folks say that Trump don't win on the glory, I'm going to be like, see, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
The black people' favorite thing to say is, God don't like ugly.
There you go. He don't. I don't think Trump believe in God for real. You know what? And it's so funny, just to add a little razzle dazzle to that. If this would have been on the other side, if this would have been Biden that contracted COVID, oh my God, Trump would be going in on him.
Yeah.
And he probably would have been like, see, wearing a mask for no reason. Because even at the debate, he was like, see, Biden wears a mask even when he's 200 feet away, and I wear one when I want. Okay.
And now, look at you.
Sway you, future. All right. Do you keep up with Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Not at all.
Honey, well, to make a long story short, there's been a lot of like drama in the media from Nene because she says that Bravo has been pushing her out, and I can kind of believe that. She's kind of been a problematic fave. She is definitely iconic and very necessary for the entertainment of Real Housewives, but she's saying like, oh, they've been pushing me out, they forcing me out, and da. They made me an offer. They was basically saying they was trying me with this offer. I refused to take it, so I'm gonna leave. And so I'm thinking like, because I remember it had been released basically that Kandi was making more than all of them. Who knows? That doesn't shock me. Kandi's very much a businesswoman, so she could have been the new girl and was getting more than everybody. But turns out that they wasn't offering Nene less money than she normally get. They was offering her less episodes for the same pay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would love to get paid the same amount of money to do less work.
I try not to bring people's zodiac signs, and I hope nobody else gets offended by this, but Nene is definitely a Sagittarius, and that's exactly what it gives. I mean, if you look at anybody that's in the industry that is a Sagittarius, they kind of have similar, walks of life. What
kind of walk is it? Because she moonwalked up out of a perfect situation, if you ask me.
Nicki Minaj.
You think it's pride?
It's definitely pride, and I think that the thing about that particular sign, and it's probably not everybody, but I just noticed a pattern. It is definitely pride, but it's also entitlement. Like they feel like everybody, like they deserve everything, even if they don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if they ain't do nothing for it, they deserve everything. And they are the biggest victimizers, and I hate it.
Honey. And let me tell you something. I love to hate Nene. I like her on the show.
Me
it's
too.
Just like Kenya. I don't like Kenya at all, but I need her on the show so I can be mad at somebody.
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
just so crazy to me because she was like, they forcing me out. Now I did notice that last season that she was in way less episodes than normal. She said that she's normally, this is what she said on, I can't remember who she was interviewing with, but she said that she's normally in 18 to 23 episodes, around that amount. And for this upcoming contract, they offer her 6 episodes. I'm like, girl,
for the same price, I would have took it.
That's what I'm saying. And to me, it's like, how is that pushing me out is expecting the same amount of work for less pay. You know what I'm saying? Or it just didn't make sense to me. And in my personal opinion, she has a husband who just recently beat cancer. You know what I'm saying? She got stuff going on. It's more time to invest in businesses. She talked about wanting spinoff shows. There's more time to work on that. And so, obviously there could be more to the story, but I do think that sometimes Nene will drag an issue like she's been doing. It's just crazy to me. But, it's funny. One thing I will say, I noticed that the Nene and Kenya stand says a lot about the person themselves. People who be defending this stuff, I'm like, of course you do.
Yeah.
Especially the Kenya fans. And I don't care if y'all listening. Y'all crazy.
I'm starting to realize that I don't really like reality TV that much. I only watch it if I've worked on it just to see what it'll give. But even with Love and Hip Hop, I don't even watch that. I can't.
Honey, I started watching Love and Hip Hop in my 20s.
Girl, that was just last year.
No, I'm 31. Come on now.
Okay.
And it was like mid-20s. I started watching that like in college for real. I couldn't do. I remember I saw this meme. It said every time you watch Love and Hip Hop, a book jumps off a bookshelf.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is my bookshelf full.
Okay. So what does that mean?
I don't watch Love and Hip Hop.
Um, honestly, move on to the topic because it ain't really nothing in the industry in the news that's just been interesting enough to talk about. I'm tired of talking about Tory Lane. Oh, wait, actually, no, I do want to talk about that. Not with Tory Lanez, though, but Megan Thee Stallion. So another person of her team is no longer working with her.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little backstory for people who don't keep up with Megan. Megan got rid of her her first manager. Was he her manager or was he just her first label? That was her label.
Oh
She's
yeah.
taking
It was
report.
her. She was a label that she was signed to. But was that the first person to drop off the team? It was the hairstylist.
The makeup artist.
Yes, the makeup artist, Jonathan.
Makeup artist. Then she left the label. Then Jonathan left, which was her hairstylist. She got rid of Jonathan. Now her stylist is gone. Now here's the thing. I understand that when you start glowing in the industry, your team changes, okay? But this just seems to be a lot because I'm just trying to figure out, is she the problem or does she have the wrong people around her? Because it just seems like every time somebody leaves her team, it's a big thing. Like it's always like something
instead of people just like switching out, being like, oh, such and such must don't work with Megan no more type.
Yeah. And then it was another person that left the team over some other stuff. I'll talk to you about that off air, but I'm pretty sure anybody who keeps up with hairstylists and makeup artists and stylists, stuff like that, and you know who worked with Megan and who did, before, and they don't anymore, then yeah. So add that to the list too. But they didn't go public with theirs.
And
did.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this is really uncomfortable to watch just because I know that realistically, most of the time, it's not always the person that works for the artist's fault.
Mm-hmm.
But it could very so well be.
Sounds very coincidental if you ask me.
Yeah. So I'm like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. I wanted the same thing, honestly. And this is even before the shooting thing. I felt like it was always some kind of something going on over there. Not always, but it was a multiple occurrences. Now, I think it could be two sides to this. It could be, people change teams all the time and they just leave peacefully, or people are just kind of like trying to capitalize off of this attention she's got around her and making a big deal out of nothing. It's possible because people are dramatic and people also want to keep working. So they want to do what they can to make people know they're available. But it does make me wonder, honestly. I know with the situation that she's got with Tory, we don't really know exactly what's going on. And it's still kind of, honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with y'all. I don't know if I ever spoke on the podcast, but after hearing those clips from Tory's songs, I don't even have a side. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I don't know who, like, obviously he shot her. That's very clear. That should not have happened. But I'm curious to know what the whole story is. And there's nothing that justifies him shooting her, but it does make me wonder though. Like, is drama just always going on? Like, now you've lost your best friend or your best friend lost you. Who knows? I don't know. But it doesn't look good when all these people around you are kind of like dropping like flies.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, I also, just for the people that work for these artists and stuff, including myself, I always wonder, like, because for me, being a freelancer and especially working, and I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent, nothing like that. I'm not in the union. Like, this is just me being a freelancer, and that's how most of people are in the industry right now. They're the same way. When it comes to working with these artists, I always wonder if it's some way that we could kind of formulate like a contract or something like that, because realistically, like, for me, I luckily I know how to save my money and be smart about my situation. But when it comes to stuff like that, and they just wake up and they don't want to use you no more, they over it and want a new team, because even sometimes the label, and I've been a victim of that, the label will try to force a whole new team on you.
Yeah.
And is there like a way that you can get around that, like a contract that you can have them sign or be a part of, that's saying like,
Yeah, kind of like when you get a job offer. It's like,
Yeah.
like an agreement. Let me ask you this. So I didn't watch the video of the stylist. What did he say? What happened? Because it was a lot of videos.
He was going around, he just was beating around the bush. He just kept saying like, "Oh, I wish the team the best, and I wish this. I don't wish no harm to nobody. I don't have no ill feelings." So it's like he was just like clearing the air like that. But I was also wondering what would make him come out publicly, because when it's stuff like that, you have to be really careful, because the thing is, I don't think nobody would have known about that had he would never said nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to be careful when you do stuff like that, because for one, that makes you look messy, and then that'll make somebody else not want to work with you, because they feel like you're that person to come out in public and say some stuff, if something go on.
Unless something else happened and he's trying to control the narrative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we don't. Us as onlookers, people are gonna take Megan's side just because they don't, in their head, they don't want to believe that she will be problematic, or
she's the star.
She's the star.
Yeah,
it will always be the team. Like, oh, this is why so and so don't want to work with you no more. Da, 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 da. And I've witnessed that happening too. But that's just fucked up that stuff like that happens. And yeah, I don't know. If it were me, I would never came out public unless it was something that was gonna like be detrimental to my character or to my career. But other than that,
I agree.
It's not everybody's business that I don't work with this person no more. If I don't work with them, I don't, and that is what it is. Let's move on.
Right. When I get a new job, I don't tell everybody. I just let you see the update on LinkedIn.
Okay.
All right. I did want to just shout out Fenty for coming out with a men's line. I can't wait to get some man draws.
You gonna get them for yourself?
Yeah. Add them to the collection.
You don't wear lingerie? Oh, you wear men underwear?
Maybe.
Okay, so if you see me in some panties, mind your business.
I mean, some of your people wear them, so.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, so this week I wanted to talk about people that overstay their welcome, right? So this could be in the aspect of people infiltrating friend circles, laying on your couch, leaving their belongings, wearing your stuff, borrowing for money, asking for rides, or just not leaving you alone. Okay? Do you have any success?
How long you got? How long you got? Because I just went. But girl, so you want me to? Are you? Go ahead, answer me the question.
So have you ever dealt with any situation that fell in any of those categories I just listed?
All of them. I don't know where to start with it, but I've definitely felt it.
Let's start with people that are friends that you don't want to be their friend. Like they was cool and they started getting on your goddamn nerves.
So for me, as a younger, I did have kind of a problem with just expressing the fact that I don't want to be nobody's friend no more. I would just kind of ghost them.
There's another way?
But, yeah, just tell them.
No,
I think because now what it is like me ghosting people don't work no more. Because I'll run into them somewhere and then they'll be like up on me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And I'm so stiff sometimes, like with my actions, the way I treat people, they definitely know that I don't fuck with them no more just because of how I act. I can't hide my emotions. So now I just say it. I be like, honestly, this ain't gonna work. Yeah. Whether it's friends or dating, I'm like, we just gotta, I don't know. I try not to make the situation uncomfortable, but it's only so much that I can do.
Yeah. Some people just don't get the hint.
Yeah, and I hate that. And in my head, I'm like, do you not get the hint because you want me to say it to you, or you just really don't get it? Because some people are like that. Some people be like, I'm not gonna stop until they actually tell me.
That's weird though.
Yeah, I don't like to either somebody treat me some type of way, or if I feel any tension or I'm just gonna remove myself.
Right. I don't give people a second chance to prove me right.
Yeah.
Man, so this is something I've gathered. And this is not me to my own harm, but I know that I am someone who is always helping people. Like I'll just do something like, oh, you need this, let me do this. And I think for some people that's probably pretty rare because I think it is. People don't just balance. When people come to my house, I be trying to find stuff to give them. You know what I'm saying? But just to kind of show the extent of like how, I don't know why I do that. But anyway, there's this girl that I used to work with, let's say, okay, and I helped her out on this thing that she had going on, and it wasn't no big deal. I was genuinely just being helpful, like it was nothing. Like we linked up, I told her what to do, blah 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 blah, and we carried on our life. And then she started like inviting me out to go eat with this other girl, and then we started doing this, and she just started texting my phone. And it's, you know, at first it's cool, but she's one of those people who like you should be like, hey Alicia, I really like this episode of your podcast. And you know what? I think I'm just like, girl, oh my God. So and it gets to the point I can start peeping like, oh, she wants to be my friend. Yikes. I was just being nicer. And so now it's to the, and even I'm still kind of dealing with it now, I guess you could say, but she just always sends me really long, drawn out text messages, like, and I'll reply with like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's crazy," you know what I'm saying? And it might either because I'm trying to be short or I'm just legit busy, but she just don't ever get it. And I'm starting, like, I don't want to hurt this girl's feelings, but I don't want to be her friend. Like, I don't, like, I'm okay with knowing her, but like, we're not compatible. I know she likes me as a person, and she's cool. Don't get me wrong, but she don't know me like she thinks she know me, basically. And I don't want to be like putting on a mask around people because they want to be my friend.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I've been in situations like that too, where people just genuinely want to be your friends, and they may be really good people, and I'm not taking them away from it, but I don't know. I like stuff that flow organically. Like, I'm not opposed to making new friends at all, but I think when it comes to like, say, like me and my friends, like even with my roommates now, like if they have friends, those are your friends. You know what I'm saying? Those are your friends. I don't want to hang out with your friends, and there's no shade behind that. It's just that those are your people. You know them. I don't know them, so I don't want to be around them, because when I'm around my friends, I definitely like to have conversations that I don't want to have with everybody else.
Oh, yes.
My business like
what
that.
What about when they bring it up? Like, Alicia, didn't you have that situation? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't like that. And I don't like when people, I don't like hanging around people and them knowing what I do and, you know, the people that I be around. And then it just turns into like an interview process. I didn't come here for that. I came here to chill and smoke hookah and listen to music just like y'all. I didn't
get their head, get their bread, then leave.
Yeah, I didn't come here for this. I just feel like, you know, I'd rather it happen organically, because I think that once people start doing that, it start opening up other doors, and I just be feeling like people just there to use. Like they be like, oh, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with my friend with becoming friends with other people's friends, but I do need to peep the scene first. Like, just because you like them and I like you as my friend, that don't mean that we like the same kind of people, if that makes sense. So it's like really weird. And I have some friends. I mean, a lot of my friends are completely different than other, and I kind of know like the only time I would have them around each other is if I had something in my house. But I would never be like, "Hey, come join us for brunch," unless I either kind of like, unless it's something that that just was an obvious match, or that they already knew that person. It's just kind of weird. Okay, so what about like people that like people that like to like come to your house all the time, and now they kind of like crowding your space?
So I have a friend, actually, and I'm not talking about them because they know I told them this to their face, so I can talk about this. I have a friend that does that. I have a friend that is the type of person to like pop up at your house. Like if they drive, and the thing is, if you've ever been to my house or you know where I live at, this is not somewhere where you would just be, oh, I'm in the neighborhood.
Not at all.
Okay?
Not at all.
You have to intentionally be coming over here. Okay?
Unless you be on the block.
Yeah, like even still, this ain't no block that you just block.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I almost popped up at y'all house one day, and I was like in a very specific area, and I was like, "Oh, if he this, let me just go to piece of cake or something that's over here." I remember I was in the area, like, and I can't remember what I was doing, and it literally would have been one of them things like, "Now, how you end up over here?" type of thing.
Yeah,
and you weren't even there, so it didn't even matter.
So yeah, like, and so at first, I understand people be bored, they don't want to be at home. I get it. I'm the opposite. I love being at home. I love being in my space because I feel like I'm always around people, especially with my line of work. I'm always around people. I always have to be engaging in conversation with people, and honestly, that gets tiring. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with sometimes 6 different personalities in one day, especially me doing 6 different clients. I have to put on that face, even if I'm not in a good mood. You got to think about that. So, of course, when I'm at home, I want to just chill and relax, get my mind right. I don't mind having company, and this is what I told them, but it's like they come and they never want to leave, and then not even that, they want to come every other day, pop up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell them, I'm like, listen, I don't want it to get to a point where you feel like I'm being mean to you, or that I dislike you, or I don't want you around me, but I just want you to understand that I personally, in order for me to maintain a healthy relationship or friendship with my friends, I need my space.
Facts. Because I'm messing around, not want to talk to none of y'all ever again.
Yeah, and that's what it'll come down to. And I promise you, I won't have no remorse behind it. I won't care. And you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, and it's more so for you, not me. But I'm just saying, like, in order for me to have a healthy relationship with anybody, I just feel like I need space. I can't be talking to you. Like, honestly, I don't even like to talk to people when I wake up. Like, sometimes I'll talk to my friends in the morning, like on the phone if they call me. But realistically, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not trying to talk to nobody. I don't even want to say, hey, I don't want to say nothing. I'm just up. Let me just.
Well, that ain't what my phone be saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We text each other, but I'll be having.
Well, you used to call my phone so early when we was little. My mom used to hate it. Let me not. I'm not gonna tell you what she be saying, but she used to hate it. I ain't care because we used to be on the phone all day.
Yeah, all day. So, but I mean, we ain't kids no more. We got jobs and stuff, so that ain't the same.
Oh Jesus!
But texting me in the morning is cool. But I have the type of friends that don't like that. They like to call. Then I also have the type of friends that will call you until you answer.
Oh no, ma'am.
And I don't know what it is, because I'm so vocal about the stuff that I don't like that I genuinely think that people do stuff like that purposely because they don't like me for real. Because if I'm telling you this, that stuff gets on my nerve and stuff like that, and you still do it. Like, I had a friend this is a whole nother person. Me and her fell out because she was calling my phone, right? And I told her that we talked about hanging out. She ended up having something to do. I moved on. So at this point, I'm using my GPS to get home, and I guess she changed her mind. So she started calling me, and I declined it because I'm using my GPS. I know when I'm going.
Yeah.
She called me 10 times.
Well, she thought you was in an accident or something?
To the point where I had to block her number in order to use my GPS. Okay. This girl went to my Instagram and DM'd me and said, "Did you block me?" I said,
"Oh my God."
I said, "Yes, because you wouldn't stop calling me and I'm using my GPS." She said, "Okay," and never talked to me again.
Girl, read the room.
As if I was the one that did wrong. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, in my head, I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. I know that this ain't normal behavior. Like, I don't even allow stuff like this.
I'll call you one time. If you don't call me back, then it depends on who the person is. I will be like, I told you, so you ain't see me call you. But I'm not finna call you 2 or 3, 4, 5. I'm not doing. I'll text you.
Or text me.
Exactly. Not 10 times. Did somebody die? That better be the reason why you blowing me up.
Liz,
oh my God.
Listen.
They got separation issues.
Yes. They have separation issues, and then like I have, and this is like pretty much all my friends. None of them like being alone. They can't never be by themselves, and this that sucks because I'm like, what? And I can't speak for nobody else, but I'm just like in general. I'm like, damn, bitch, I love being by myself.
Me too, and thankfully my friends like the same thing.
You said
at least
what?
They know me enough to be like, Alicia ain't going. Sure ain't.
Yeah, like I love being by myself. So I mean, I definitely do like to hang out too. But like when I feel like it, like when I feel, you never want to force nobody to be social, because especially nobody like me, because
I'm gonna have attitude.
I'm gonna have an attitude. I'm gonna make that shit a living hell, and not purposely. I just genuinely don't want to be here, and I'm gonna make it known.
Yeah.
And that don't, and I oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's hard to even genuinely be yourself. I know for me, it's really tough for me. I mean, I don't know how to fake nothing really, to be honest. I can fake things to an extent, but if I'm somewhere I don't want to be, if I'm being quiet, please, like, listen, it's time for me to go. Call me an Uber or something. I don't know how I got here, but I just can't. And I might not even have an outwardly facing attitude, but inside, I'm rolling my eyes. I remember back in the day when I used to be a heavy tweeter, and I remember a specific situation where I was somewhere I didn't want to be, and I was literally roasting people at the table on Twitter. And that was so childish looking back, and because a lot of them saw the tweets.
For real?
I swear to God.
Alicia. They said
I think
somebody.
one of the tweets was like, I just heard the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my life.
And they read it and they said
So the
something.
person I was talking about in that particular tweet, I didn't know her, but her best friends was with me. I didn't care. I was just like, I don't want to be here, and I didn't drive. I didn't even have a car, so I'm like, I feel like I'm being held hostage. I don't want to be here. I'm so glad that
That's
Twitter
the
gone.
worst
Jesus
feeling.
Christ.
Let me tell you something. My friends hate that because I promise you, I say y'all must got broke people hanging around y'all, because one thing about me, they try to hold me hostage because they be feeling like, oh, he ain't drive, you got in the car with me. I will literally call Uber and Lyft at the same time, and whoever will get there first, that's who I'm going with. It's that deep.
See, back in that day, there was no ride sharing. That sounds so long ago, right? But you're right. But that's why I like to drive myself, no matter where I don't care. We all finna drive to New Orleans. I'm gonna be in my own car.
I tell people this all the time. I'm like, you might want to drive your own car, because I know me.
And I know me too, because I'm gonna be ready to go. And people want to
And when
start
I'm ready to
hanging
go,
out.
I'm ready to go. And
And one thing about me, I'm gonna get some sleep. So we not even gonna play like
let's
that.
talk about that too, because yeah, I had a situation recently about because I told somebody that I was not going out because I wanted to go to sleep, and they got mad. So here's the thing with me, okay? I work the most retarded schedules. Like, I don't have a set schedule, okay? I literally schedule in sleep. Like today alone, I like scheduled in a nap because I needed some sleep.
Yeah.
So um I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, that doesn't make me antisocial or whatever, but I don't I'm so just ready for people to go back to work. I really do. I'm ready for people to go back to work because people have lost their motherfucking mind. I think the fact that, especially people who work either remotely or they are out of work and they just receiving benefits, that's cool. But it's some of us out here that legit have to get up in the morning sometimes and be at work all day on their feet. Like, I have to stand up and do my job. I can't sit down and do makeup.
Oh, honey.
So
You need to wear some Heelys.
I wear Air Max. I got some Vapor Max. I spent almost $300 on my shoes because they're comfortable. But, yeah, like, I'm at work all day. My legs hurt, my feet hurt. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to. No.
Yeah.
And I understand y'all be wanting me to hang out and do whatever, but I'm definitely gonna go to sleep. If I have enough energy, or if I don't have nothing to do the next day where I can sleep in, maybe. But I'm gonna get me some sleep.
But the
Whether I
thing
go to sleep,
is, even before COVID, there were people who will work jobs and don't have no problem on not getting sleep. Like, they'll go straight to the bar, go to the club, and be out all night. Even when I was going to the club, I'm coming home and I'm getting. I remember one time I got like 45 minutes of sleep before work, and I said I would never do it again. But let me tell you something. I don't care if it's my ancestor's birthday. I'm leaving the event on time to go get some sleep. Okay. I guess I see you next lifetime.
I did that before too. When I left prom, we went to the club. I got home at 7 a.m. and I had to go in the house, take a shower, and put on my work clothes. Mind you, I slept in the car on the way home from the club. That was my sleep. And I went in the house, took a shower, put some clothes on, and went to work at Six Flags. And it was my birthday.
For the prom?
I turned 18 at the prom. So after we left the club,
well, that's kind of fire.
After the prom, we went to the club, and then I came to work. And I only came to work because I knew that I could put my money on my shirt and people would give me money.
Dang. Well, I called out from work after the prom.
Oh no, I came to work. And then I got grounded like 3 weeks after that. My mom had forgot about it, and then she was like, "Oh, you remember you came in the house at 7 a.m.? You thought that was cool?" I said that was long ago. Like
Hey,
that was
dang, I'm grown man now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm out of school. At this point, graduation was like a week after that, after the prom. I'm out of school. I'm graduated and I'm grown and I got 2 jobs. Like
One
what?
thing about mamas, they gonna make sure they get their revenge on whatever you did.
And I was so smart, mouth. I'm like, what you gonna do? Take my phone that I pay for?
Ooh, okay. Have anybody ever have you ever caught? I feel like I've only really experienced this in college, but have people like took your stuff and you just like see them on social media with it on?
Alicia, why would you ask me that?
Wait, has it happened?
I don't know if you remember during Barter days.
Okay.
When I stabbed the pants in the wall. Do you remember that? This nigga took my pants. He took my pants, y'all. He took some jeans. Keep in mind, I ain't pay for these pants. How I got them, that's none of your business. But I definitely, I used to have some of the best clothes. And then I remember at that time, members only jackets was popping. Alicia found this website.
You know that was overstock.com.
For real?
Yep. Them jackets ain't gonna. Them jackets were like 80 cents.
Yeah, they was like $7 or something.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting like 6. Like I had so many of them, and we had colors that nobody had ever seen before. Like they was like, oh my god, like where you get that from? And had some jeans. My roommate's friend, not even my roommates, but my roommate's friend, took my pants while I wasn't at home and tried to like wear them and then bring them back, and he ripped them. And the rip
you
wasn't
sure it wasn't
even
from the censors?
No. It ripped from the zipper to the knee.
That's what I'm see.
I don't understand how that even happened. So when I found he had tried to hide the pants, so I never could find. I was like, "What happened to my pants?" And they were like, "Oh, I don't know." So come to find out, they was in my roommate's car the whole time. He was hiding them for his friend. So when they fell out, he left them on my bed.
Wait, then, is this the roommate that I ain't like?
This roommate we all ain't like. So he I took a knife and a note in the pants and stabbed it in the wall. Literally just took it and just stabbed it in the wall. And it probably was there for a minute. Like don't
like multiple days.
Like months. It was in that closet. It was in the closet. Like when you walk in the closet, you seen a knife in the wall with a note in the pants.
What the note said?
Don't touch my shit. And then I remember one time my friends were so messy. Apparently they had got dressed at my house when I wasn't there because my roommates were cool with them too. And one of my friends had my jacket on, my members only jacket that we got from Overstock. And they text me like, so-and-so got your jacket on. So-and-so got your jacket on. They loved that jacket so much that they took a picture in it and made it their MySpace profile picture before the club. So the evidence was on there.
Oh my God. When clout is more important than loyalty.
I said, bring me my shit. Thanks.
Oh,
this is why I have trust issues. I don't share my clothes. To this day, I do not let people.
Let me tell you something. It's definitely been some people that have I remember letting a particular person wear a backpack of mine, and she was like, yeah, let me actually asked me to bring it to school so she could wear it or whatever the case is. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then of course she left it in one of the classrooms and can't find
it. Girl, what?
Yeah.
If you stole it, just say that.
Just say that. Okay. You get what I'm saying? And it was one of them things. It was one of them things that I didn't calculate until years later. I'm like, hold on. This heifer took my book bag. And it was like a doggy backpack. It was like a stuffed animal backpack. It wasn't even nothing that deep. She could have literally went to Payless and bought it like I did. Brokey.
It's the Payless for me. The Payless bag. Yeah. I've had so many situations.
It's okay. I don't need that bag anyway.
Okay.
Anyway. So I got a question. It's gonna be shifting the topic a little bit. Or a lot of bit actually. Have you ever shot your shot and then like got rejected?
Plenty of times. That's why I don't.
Oh, well.
I
I've only done
definitely
it. I
did.
think
I've done it a few times, and I've got rejected. And the times that I got rejected, I just turned it into a joke because that's just the type of person I am.
Wait, how you do that? JK ugly.
I'm like, I knew you was gonna say that. I was just playing.
They probably look
I
at
was
this
just playing
sucker.
out. I was just playing out. Yeah, I probably just like laugh it off. I probably just put laugh out loud just because I don't want to look salty. But
Yeah, I know what you mean. So okay, I've never been the type to really do that, and because of that, I have never really mastered like an approach. So I would do things like, okay, I remember the first time I ever did it. Oh, I did it a couple times in high school. So one of the more embarrassing times I did it in high school, I had wrote a letter to this boy. And he straight up told me no, and I was so mad. I was going around school talking about he a pussy, he this, he that. Every time I see him, I'm like, look at, just really was embarrassed that I got rejected because he straight up told me no. So I remember we had a pep rally that day, and I was like, he a lame, just oh my god, I was just doing too much. Anyway, and it did I think the only other 2 times I did it in my adult life, I used this one sounds so weak, but this when the honesty box was a thing.
oh yeah,
So with one dude, I was like, hey, you know, that was me in your honesty box. And he was like, oh, okay, I figured. Okay. So now what? so
what?
now what do
So
we
you
do?
knew it was me?
But it was
Oh no!
he really curved me so smooth, and then this other guy, I did the same thing. But what happened was we were actually like cool, and we was messaging each other while I was also writing his honesty box. And he was like, yeah, I figured it was you because every time you stop replying, I got a message in the honesty box. I ain't got no game. All I've only had one successful time that I shot my shot and got what I wanted, but then I ended up ghosting him because it was not what I expected. So I was like,
Dang.
I'm just gonna flirt until they try to holler at me, and this worked. So
You gonna flirt till it hurt in the
in a
throwback
throwback skirt,
skirt.
hey.
How do you deal with people who, or how do you approach let me ask it again. How do you approach situations as like if you don't want to be somebody's friend anymore, or if you don't want to, you don't, or do you change your circle? Like how often do you feel like you have to get rid of people in your life? Because I mean, I'm sure once you grow up and whatever, how long? Cause I don't know. For me, I don't keep the same people around me forever, and it's not
Yeah.
purposely done. But some people you just kind of like grow out of because their mental and the way they think and the way they talk and the life path they on just don't align with yours, and it's
You're
just
absolutely
like,
right. So it's funny that you asked me this because when I first thought about this topic, this is what I was going to lean towards. And so, believe it or not, so I've never really had, so like in most cases, a lot of the friends that I have like stopped being close to, I guess you could say, have just naturally fallen off. And it's just a matter of me maybe changing my environment. Because a lot of times, you meet friends at school or at work and y'all are super tight during that time, but when you leave that school or leave that job, it's just you start to like drift off unless you just made some really good friends there. Now for my last job, I will say I made some really good friends and I talk to them all the time. But so the very few times I have lost a friend, they did something trifling, right? And so I usually chump them off real bad and then block them normally. And respectfully. But it has been times where I have come to the realization that I can't be around certain people anymore. I've had some people lie on me, like straight up lie on me, and then it put me in a position where I'm kind of caught left field. I'm sure if you smell where I'm smoking
I smell
from a
you shitting
situation.
from me.
Hmm.
I said I smell where you shitting from me.
Yeah, and so it was one of those situations where I realized that these people just gonna be these type of people, and I just gotta, carry on my life. And by the time I found out this information, it had been so long since I figured it happened. So I'm like, it ain't even worth addressing. Let me just separate myself from that audience and let them watch me glow up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah.
there have been friends who have just started acting funny, and I'm not somebody who really is gonna beg for friendship because I have a lot of friends, and I know that I'm a very likable person, and that is me tooting my own horn, honk honk. But I just cease communication. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll remove them as a follower, or I'll just block them. That's really what I do. I never have really sat with somebody and had like a mature conversation about why we can't be friends because I feel like it's unnecessary and it's gonna always end up in an argument. So Bye, little lamb. I mean,
uh,
wolf in sheep's
so
clothing.
I'm kind of the same way, or I just ultimately just stop talking to you and just move on with my
Just
life.
fizzle out. Yeah.
But I have had people that made me kind of like question, is that the right thing to do? Because you know, with certain situations, do you just automatically stop being somebody's friend just because they're different from you? But in a way, I'm like, you are right about that in some senses, but you gotta also remember, like, you can't just have dead weight attached to your name, especially
Not for
people
the
that's
sake of history.
not. Yes, and I think that people get hooked on that too. They get hooked on like, oh, I've been knowing this person for this many years, this many years. Yeah, that may be true, but honestly, like, I've known this person for 2, and they got a better interest than you do.
Yeah, I think that just comes with the level of life you in though, because I don't think so. I feel like the example you said where they're like, you just gonna cut them off. The thing is, at least for me, it's not always just the, oh, she did that or he did that, I'm gonna cut them off. It's usually like, you know how you just peep people's behaviors. And if you've been somebody, at least me, I know that I'm a really good friend. So when people do things certain, I can take feedback, but when people do certain things that are shady, like I've had people put me in really awkward situations, it's like maybe one time I could try to see where you was trying to do and how it went wrong. But if you continue that behavior, there's nothing for us to be like communicating about. There's nothing for us to still be friends about. And I
Yeah,
think that, like, you know, that's the way you learn. You meet people at different levels of life, or people that are at a level of life that you want, and it's natural for you to feel gravitated towards that. And so when you compare them to the people you have around, it's kind of like you might have some dead weight. Now it's kind of like dating. Like, I feel like every relationship I've been in has been completely different in a good way, and there's no way I would want to still date the kind of dudes I dated in the past, because now I've been exposed to something else, and now I realize that this is what works best for me.
that's a black queen right there.
Oh, shut up. Have you lost a friend and you know that you was the problem?
Um, if yeah, I definitely have had times where I feel like um people have stopped talking to me. I definitely was the issue. Not many though, because I'm not that type of person, but definitely in a situation where like I may have said something that I shouldn't have said, or I probably spazzed out when I couldn't have. And I'll go back and apologize just because that's just the type of person I am. But more so that has happened in relationships opposed to friends. Like, I ain't never really lost a friend that I wanted back.
Okay, period.
No shade. But
I'm
nah,
saying, so I
I ain't
was
no
looking at
bad
my
friend.
block list this morning, like, dang, look at y'all losers.
The thing is, my block list ain't that long when it of people that I actually know. I block people on social media for leaving rude comments under my stuff. Like, you wouldn't believe the type of stuff that people write me about my clients in my DM, and I just
Really?
like, oh my god, like somebody sent me one of the worst messages about somebody that I posted this week, and like my heart dropped. I just blocked them. I was like, I cannot believe they said
Was it
that.
like something personal?
Girl was probably the worst thing they could have ever said. I don't even want to say it. I'll tell you off air.
Yeah,
I
let me
can't
add
do
it to the
it.
off air list.
Yeah. I
Okay,
deleted. I
so
honestly forgot about it until you just said something. It just flashed in my brain. Like, people are evil.
I really only block. So usually now that you can remove someone as a follower, I don't really do the block to unblock. But I every single time a forex or flip your
Oh,
money page follow me, I block them. I could probably have 10,000 followers by now, but I block every other new follower I get because it'd be a fake, some kind of weird page. Like, you're not here to spend money. You're not here to listen to my podcast. Like, I don't need you following me.
not a fake pay. Yeah, I unfollow people maybe like every day. I definitely clear my followers. I mean, honestly, I just don't feel like I need to be following that many people. They just lurking or whatever they're doing. I don't know. I don't like that. I'm glad that Instagram has that option where you can see your least interactive followers.
Oh, I use that as my unfollow list. Most of the people on there are people I muted anyway, though.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, well, they can
Oh
go.
well, gotta go, gotta blast. Yeah,
As we
man.
speaking, I'm just following somebody.
It's interesting. You know, I really have. I used to be one of those girls that sometimes I do still think about it, like having a huge like homegirl circle. But once I've been around some of those groups, they really have a lot of drama, and they just take cute pictures, and I don't like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get around them and some of them are talking about each other. Some of them is bums. It just be, you know how people just paint that perfect picture of their squad, and they really are, you know, boosters.
Yeah, it's usually somebody benefiting from the friendship, or they just doing it to make them not look problematic or something. But I'm, like I said before, I'm just all about genuine connections, genuine personalities, and genuine love. I can't be with this other stuff because I can't fake it, and I don't want nobody to fake it with me.
Me either. And I hate that I'm so friendly sometimes because I really can't control it because it makes people want to be around people. I hate when people be like, I like you. We need to hang out. No, now I don't want to hang around you all at all.
Just follow me on Instagram.
Right? Yeah, just follow me on Instagram and then we can slowly figure out who each other is. That's exactly how I feel too.
Like, stop. No, people, I can't help it. Like, I say stuff that's funny a lot and it's just be like.
People have DM'd me on Twitter because they thought I was funny and they wanted to get lunch. You're not about to try to slice my hands and feet off my body and roll me up in a trash bag.
Alicia, what's going on?
Sorry, I'm just saying you can't trust these folks. But yeah, anywho, yeah, I just, you know, honest to God, I know that I'm a good friend. I really pride myself on not just putting people on, but I want to be the friend that people can trust, like for real, because there's so many shady people who come off as a good friend, but when that love is not returned, you gotta go. And it's no joking about it. I'm way too grown to be begging folks to be friends and to be good friends or teaching people how to be around me. It's just either you're in or you're out.
You're in or you're out. So this has been another episode of OD Podcast. Make sure you guys are sending us some freaking reviews, sharing on all your social media platforms. Give us some thumbs up on YouTube because we do have it. We have videos there. Maybe we'll update it again soon, but y'all act like y'all ain't want to watch our videos anyway. But we ain't been,
this is gonna be the 92nd episode. We're about to be at 100, y'all. What y'all think we should do?
We gonna be at 100. We have some ideas of what we want to do, but we want to know y'all feedback on what we should do for the 100th episode. Also, I was thinking that if we are still on lockdown, then we should do a New Year's Eve party on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
But if we're not on lockdown, I'm gonna be outside.
Oh, I'm not gonna be outside. But I have fun.
I will.
Be safe. I don't be outside on regular New Year's Eve. I need to be asleep at 12:01.
What?
I just don't have time to be around all that stuff. I don't, you know, I don't like crowded parking lots, looking for parking, overcharged entry fees, shooting, sweating, wearing heels.
Okay, Uber. Get on the list.
Yeah, Uber is an option. You know, I never really consider Uber as an option for events, but I also just don't care enough to care. I do want to. I like to have fun, but I don't want to be at a club and stuff. I don't like that. To me, it's just, you know, I want to be comfortable.
Anyhow. But yeah, so this has been another episode of OD Podcast. Do you have anything coming up? Do you think you want to talk about before we go?
Yes. So I hope you guys are registered to vote if you live in the state of Georgia. If you are not, hate to tell you, but yesterday was your last day. Yesterday being the 5th of October. And shame on you if you're not registered to vote. And yes, I don't care if you don't want to vote. Shame on you because this is a lot going on right now. There's a lot at stake. Please make sure you guys are watching the vice presidential debate. That'll be tonight. When you hear this episode, it'll be Mike Pence against Kamala Harris. We've been proven, first of all, in the presidential debate that there is some things that we need to realize is going to happen if we don't get Donald Cheeto out of the office, okay? If he don't get himself out first. You know, let's not forget, you know, president is not the only thing being voted on. I have my absentee ballot, so I'll be glad to let y'all know if you at least live in my area that what will be on that ballot. But you can also go and online to find out what's going to be in your ballot. There are laws that we vote. There's Congress, there's senators, a lot of things that are very important. So just think about, you know, I know people love to say, oh, I don't care about politics because it doesn't impact me. Having a job impacts you. Okay. And that's politics. And we can see that what's going on right now. And, you know, being able to live in a neighborhood that you want to live in and drive the car you want to drive without, you know, having to worry about, I don't know, being in a sundown town or something like that. All that is politics, you know, believe it or not. So just, you know, take your life seriously, y'all. I mean, voting is quicker than going to the mall and picking up some food to go. And that's a fact. So, so just do what's important. Take care of yourself and make a better world for your family and those to come.
I didn't realize that I registered to vote when because I normally just do it when I go to the DMV. So I was like, I ain't do it. And then I checked this morning, even though it was too late, but I checked this morning, I was registered.
Yeah, technically, once you're registered. But if you get a new address, a new driver's license, you update your ballot. That's one thing that's really important. Make sure you update your address, because if you are out of your zone, then you will have to travel to that poll and vote, or get an absentee ballot, which is, I think that they
I'm gonna
say.
have to travel anyway, girl. I'm moving next week, so I'm gonna have to come back over here.
Period. Well, they claim you have until like October 3rd to get absentee ballot. Don't trust that, y'all, for it. I mean, still request one, but if you don't get one, please just go vote in person, because I requested mine weeks ago, and by weeks I mean at least a couple months. So I got an absentee ballot to potentially drop off at the poll if the line is long, but if the line is not long, I'm going to use a ballot machine just to make sure.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm
But
going
anyway,
for
all right,
machine.
y'all.
I love voting. I love the act of it. I don't know. It makes me feel grown. I remember my mom used to take me voting with her all the time when she was little. I mean, when I was little, and I used to get the sticker.
Oh yeah, hey, I think I voted one time and didn't get a stick, and I'm like, I'm about to do this again. What's wrong with
I
y'all?
would have told them to pull out a pen and draw it.
Yeah, I got the sticker, so it's on the back of this computer. But yeah, man, it's just honestly, it's just, and I hate to get out deep, but there's so many things that make us slow progress towards forever. Like a lack of vote in this election will lead to something that we can't reverse in the next election. So just things that are important. I know it's not the fun thing to do, the fun thing to talk about, but it's really just as simple as texting your friends what you want on your food when they go pick up your order. So.
Okay.
But all right, y'all, this was the 92nd episode of OD Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please share with a friend and a friend and a friend and a relative, and even your grandmama. We don't have an age limit or a race difference. Just all we ask is you have an open mind. Okay?
Period.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.